Work is underway to preserve a nationally important site of marine heritage on the banks of the River Severn. The Purton Hulks graveyard is home to over 80 ships that were deliberately beached to protect the bank from collapsing.
But many of those hulks have been damaged by vandals over the years. Here's our Gloucestershire reporter, Steve Nibbs.
Eerie and fascinating, the largest boat graveyard in the UK. Over 80 barges were deliberately beached here to shore up the riverbank. Decades of silt build-up has left some completely buried. Others will soon disappear forever. But whilst years of decay and rot hasn't helped, neither has vandalism.
All of the antisocial elements of our communities have been very active here. The arsonists, the graffiti artists, the trophy hunters. So, of course, behind me, where you would have once seen vessel upon vessel upon vessel, where you could have quite literally walked from one bow to a stern, not a great deal left.
So now work is being done to try and preserve the most important hulks in the graveyard.
And this barge is a good example of why the hulks need to be protected. This is the Harriet, the last surviving example of a Kennet barge. They were built on the Kennet and Avon Canal, and the Harriet was used to transport goods along the River Severn to and from Bristol. But it's historically the most important hulk here in the graveyard. In 2010, in fact, it was made a scheduled monument. And now this fence has been put up to encourage at least the public to look but not touch.
People, largely through ignorance, have been clambering over it to have a closer look, and that really potentially was very bad news for the boat. It is a scheduled monument, it's legally protected. The Canal River Trust, as owners of this site now, have got a legal responsibility to look after it, and it's a criminal offence, you know, for anybody to do any damage to this, and it's our job to make sure it's looked after.
So volunteers are now working alongside Trust staff to protect but also improve access to the hulks, because they are still a sight to behold. Although time will make a difference. The silt here rises around 15 centimetres a year. So slowly the hulks will succumb to the protection of nature. Steve Nibbs, BBC Points West, Purton.